Hi everyone, this is Arnesh from Genie Craft and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is safe and sound in this pandemic. So today's video is not about a craft video. This is the video where I have asked you all to send me questions to get to know me better. So this is the get to know me video. And before we start the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can keep getting those paper art videos on a regular basis. So now let's get started with the questions. So I'll pick up the easiest question first, which will set the tone for rest of the video. So this question is from Harsha, where you're asking, tell me something about myself. When did you start your paper cutting art and how long it has been? Also, do you sell your art products? If yes, how do you think this field is to take as a career? Oh, some loaded questions, but okay. So something about myself. So I am a working professional. I work in the IT field. I do this art and craft channel as a part-time hobby. It started just as something for time pass, but later on it developed into quite serious hobby. And I have been doing this for almost 3 years now. So I believe that I started doing this art and craft in 2017, I believe, 2017 or 2018. And since then I have been doing it. I have not just looked back once I started doing the paper cutting. I still believe that my first paper art video was that of a butterfly paper cut, wherein I just picked a design. If you ask anybody, they will say that that's a very complex design, but for some reason I just picked it up and I did it, and it was quite good. Also, I have been into art and craft since my childhood. I have always loved craft, but during those years in between, I kind of lost touch with it, but I'm happy that I have again found touch with it and I've started doing paper art again. Also, the amount of things, the number of things that you can do with paper is limitless. I mean, every day on Instagram I see so many things. There is almost so much you can do with papers. The choices are endless. Do you also sell your art products? If you say that, do I sell it in a store, then no, I don't sell it online. Also, I don't have my website, but through friends and word of mouth publicity, I do take commissioned orders. So if somebody approaches me to, let's say, make a paper portrait or to make a light box or some low poly art, then yes, I do take those orders. Also, I take orders on template creations for low poly models, so that I have started recently. But taking it up as a career, I would love to take it up as a career because this is something I love to do. But how serious I am about it, I still don't know. Right now, my only priority is to establish my channel, which I have started for almost 2 years now. 1.5 year now. It has been since I started my channel. So that is my highest priority right now. I'm not thinking about it as a career, but if you want to seriously take it as a career, there are a few options. You can collaborate with already established studios to provide workshops, or you can start making your items and sell it. But paper arts are very fragile, so not everything is sellable. So you will need to think of a way to make it more robust and sturdy before you can think of it as a career. But in terms of workshops and trainings, yes, paper art is a very lucrative field where you can start doing workshops. A lot of people are looking for such kind of workshops. Next question is by Amu's Nail Art. Where do you get inspirations to do different kinds of designs or art? In terms of inspirations, I think I browse Instagram quite a lot when it comes to getting different ideas. There are so many talented artists there. I mean, some of the stuff you won't believe people are doing with paper. I mean, it just seems impossible, but when you put your mind and brain to it, then you are also able to do it. So for example, this is something that I did very recently. It's a combination of paper cutting and a low poly model, and I saw it almost a year and a half back. I tried it also, but it was a disaster. But at that time, I didn't know anything about low poly models. Since then, I have come a long way forward, and this time it was successful. Similarly, there are many things that I see. A lot of times, I get my inspiration from what people ask me to make. So for example, somebody asked me to make a light box on a particular theme or a portrait on a particular kind, then yes, we start getting inspirations. I when I go to trekking or when I go to other outdoor places, I click a lot of photos. So those photos also act as an inspiration for me. But for now, my biggest source of inspiration is the work that people post on social media. I study them, I take idea from it and try to make it my own, something unique. I don't believe in copying ditto something, because then it would not be fair to that artist. So I do take inspiration from the ideas and try to make it my own. Is this your full-time job? No, this is not my full-time job. I spend quite a lot of time, after office hours. So it's like my office finishes around 6:30, 7:30, and after that, I am awake till 1 o'clock in the night, 2 o'clock in the night, just recording my videos, editing it, coming up with new concepts, and so on. So that's not my full-time job. My full-time job, I'm an IT professional. I work in the IT field as a techno-functional consultant. So that's my full-time job. What else do you do apart from paper art? Oh, I do a lot of stuff. Besides craft, one of my other favorite things to do is that I'm a very passionate trainer. I like to train people in technical things, soft skills, technical skills, etc. Craft, you can see from my channel that how passionate I'm about explaining things. So that's another thing that I do. I already run a channel on posting tutorials on Microsoft Excel and other technologies also. I have just started it. So there is this channel called Genie Tutorials. So I have posted the link in the description box. You can check it out if you want to beef up your knowledge on technical skills. Then next question is, this is by MoonArt6. Which size of knife would you suggest for small intricate cuts, and where can we get black paper with thickness same as white? Please advise. For small intricate cuts, if you are a newbie, you have just started paper cutting, no matter what kind of cut you are doing, I would suggest to go with this knife, which is the A11 blade. The only time when I would suggest you to go with other kind of blades like this, which is smaller than the previous one, or this, which is slightly more smaller than the previous one, or this, which is your pen knife, which is the smallest one, if you can see it clearly. So actually for small intricate cuts, these three knives can be used because they have smaller blades. Not this one, but to practice and to get a handle on your paper cutting skills, I would advise you to use this only before you move on to these knives. Once you start doing with small knives, it becomes difficult to move back to the longer blades. But for getting your skills sharp, I think it's better to use longer blade. That's what my experience has been. So I would advise the same. Where can we get black paper with the same thickness as white? There are a lot of brands on Amazon, online, Flipkart, etc., where you can find these kinds of paper with the same thickness. Also in local craft stores you would find. One of my favorite brands is, I think it's called Paper Pep. Their sub brand is Colorisme. So if you search by Paper Pep, then you will find same thickness black and white paper also. What are the best blades to use? This question is from Monica. The best blades to use. I believe, like I said just now, if you are starting with paper cutting, I would suggest you go with the A11 blades. One of the good brands out there are Olfa, Dafa, Fiskars. These three are one of my favorite. Then there is Royal Craft brand also, which supplies knife. This is from Royal Craft. This is from Olfa. This is from Dafa. I don't have Fiskars right now with me. So these are some of the good knife brands, but from blades, it doesn't matter much. I think the size of the blades is what matter more. Almost all the blades are of same quality. So start with A11 and then move towards the smaller blades once you get a handle on your paper cutting skills. Next question is from Lochan Prasad. Where do you get different kinds of paper? So most of my paper are from local craft store or wholesale market. So before the pandemic, I used to visit this local craft store which I have nearby my house, and this used to be our favorite hangout place. So much paper, so many different kinds of paper, and we used to spend like half an hour almost on every week. But since pandemic, since the lockdown, it has become difficult for them to open the shop and for us to visit the shop. So I was forced to look for a lot of stuff online, and that's where I came across quite a lot of different brands like Color is Me, Paper Pep, and then there is a Canson brand. So these are the different brands which supply paper, and you can also purchase from them online directly, and they have got good color shades, so you will love the different shades that they have. Next question is from Sampada. Which tripod you are using for craft video shooting? Okay, first of all, I have never used any tripod for my craft video shooting. Fortunately, I have 3 cats in my house. There is a cat tree, and I use that cat tree as a tripod. There are different kinds of stands that I use. So this is one stand. This is a flexible end, and I can fix this on my stand, and then I can utilize this to fix the camera the way I want. Then there is a couple of more that I have, but more or less I use these flexible stands rather than using a tripod. The problem with tripod is that it becomes difficult to take your phone on the tripod and shoot it properly, and I have to shoot it upside down. That is, phone has to be like this because you have to see my mat while working. You don't have to see me, so you have to see the work that is happening on the mat. So for that, tripod is not suitable. Hence I use these flexible stands and my cat tree. My cats hate me for it, but that's still okay. Sorry again. My cats are very curious what I am doing, so they are disturbing the cat tree. They are trying to claim the cat tree. Anyway, coming back to the questions. Your PC configuration and minimum PC configuration to be used for Pepakura software. This is from Bhavesh. So Bhavesh, from a perspective of software or the configuration that you need to use, any regular normal PC configuration would use. My PC configuration is I have a 8 GB RAM, I have a 500 GB hard disk, but I don't think it matters much because Pepakura is a very lightweight software. Unless you are doing 3D modeling, in which case you would require a little bit higher quality laptop with good RAM and good processing speed. But other than that, if you're just using Pepakura, then you don't need some very high-end laptop to do that. Normal laptops would work. So the next question is from Mona Gandhi. More information on portrait with respect when to cut black and when to cut white areas on interconnected pics. So Mona, I'll be posting a separate video on that. Thank you for bringing that point up. Anyway, I was planning to post a tips and tricks video on portrait paper cutting where I will cover this, when to cut white areas, when to cut black areas. It all depends upon whether you're using the white paper for your portrait or you're using the black paper for your portrait, because that has a significant impact on what you're cutting and what you're not cutting. And also I will cover the interconnected thing in the portrait, because I've mentioned it quite a lot in many of my videos that whatever areas you are not cutting needs to be interconnected, otherwise it will break off. So I will cover that also. Next question is from Alvin and Darshan Vinny. Both of them have asked for how to design a shadow box template, one in Inkscape and one in Adobe Illustrator. So guys, I have already posted quite a lot of methods on how to prepare Lightbox template without these heavy softwares. I mean, just using free online utilities and the humble Microsoft PowerPoint, how you can create your Lightbox templates. But since you have brought this point up, and I was anyway going to cover Inkscape in one of my future videos, so I will cover that. For Adobe Illustrator, I don't have Adobe Illustrator. I think I'll need to purchase it and install it before I can prepare a video on it. I'll see that how much I can do in the free trial version of Adobe Illustrator. If I'm able to make a video on that, I'll definitely make it. But the process that we'll be following in Inkscape will be very much similar to the process that you'll be following in Adobe Illustrator. So even if I'm not able to make the video in Adobe Illustrator, you can use the Inkscape video as a guideline, because both the softwares have similar functionalities in terms of rasterization of your image and bitmap rendering and bitmap tracing. So all these three functionalities are there, which will be used to create the template for your shadow box. So these are all the questions. So once again guys, thank you so much for asking these questions. It was a fun to do video, and I will see you in my next craft video very soon. And I wish all of you remain safe, sound and healthy at your homes. I just wish that this pandemic would be over quickly, and then we can go out and do craft shopping again, because I'm really missing that. So thanks again, once again guys, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and Bye bye.